So yeah, when I was a kid, I used to think that it was like, it doesn't really be implied by it at all here. I don't even get what's going on. There's like a platform. That entire structure seems confusing to me. I don't understand what exactly just flipped over and everything, but yeah, the thing I always thought was happening here, which may or may not have actually been happening based on the ending cutscene, or the losing cutscene, which I have not actually witnessed yet in this run-through. Okay, so those aren't seconds, are they? 5, 4, 3... No, those are faster than seconds, but it's still a countdown. Anyway, yeah, I thought, on the basis of how that looked, and possibly cutscenes or something, he was being held up by the top of the clock tower, which really doesn't make sense considering you go up there right now, but I don't know, I was a kid. I was thinking, oh, are they worried it would just be held up by that? And anyway, final boss fight. Yeah, that was a pretty short game. Not sure why they chose to make it so short, but it is a Nintendo, and it is their choice. Yeah, so the fairies, I always sort of considered them antagonists based on the fact they're with the Skull Kid, but then I sort of forgot the Skull Kid wasn't actually an evil character until Majora's Mask, talking over his wonderful voice acting. Don't punch a brother.
Well, whatever. Even if you were to come now, they wouldn't be able to handle me. Just look above you. If it's something that can be stopped, then just try to stop it.
I don't really get what's going on there. I guess he somehow summoned the moon to fall down, which is a bit confusing considering it looks like he just showed up there. And I don't think this game was meant to have a overwhelmingly straightforward, logical plot. But anyway, you have a 5-minute time limit from here, which would mean what? Any of these are real seconds, so that would imply more than 5 hours just showed up. And I'm pretty sure the same thing happens even if you were at, like, no seconds left. But anyway, you can either be a retard and keep wasting bubbles like this, which I think is pretty fun, or just shoot him. And killed the final boss. What a hard game. Except, he dropped your Deku Horns of Time. Whoops. It sure is easy to use the control stick with my palm because I'm busy, like, scratching my chin while I watch the cutscene. Princess, okay, let's watch another really long, unnecessarily boring cutscene. Do 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 do. Yeah, screw Hyrule, too boring. Doesn't have enough impending doom. Like, oh, a princess get captured and you controlled by evil. That sure is as intimidating as like an ancient evil demon taking over and causing minor mischief in people's lives and also summoning the moon to crash down on their town. Blah 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 blah. Here you unlock the Song of Time. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay. And despite Zelda's lullaby showing up in the background and the fact that all this song ever did was remove Triforce friggin' Song of Time blocks, and it was the dumbest song. Almost as bad as Zelda's lullaby, but actually is cool and useful in this one, so good for that. I thought it did something interesting in Ocarina of Time for the longest time, considering I never really got far in that, whereas I did completely beat this when I was a baby. Anyway, you unlocked useful Song of Time. Would have been funny if, like, the moon just sort of disappeared because it had the symbol from the Temple of Time on it, but no, you have to do logical things that make for games that last longer than 45 minutes, Nintendo, don't you? Okay. Old Ocarina, you say? Also, Ocarina may be pronounced Ocarina, or some way that it's actually pronounced, but I was too busy calling it Ocarina when I was a dumb baby, so it's hard to sort of break that habit. But anyway, oh, when did you get that intro? Didn't you see? I just picked it up, you jerk. Whoops. Anyway, that's the main way you'll be skipping ahead 12 hours, except you can't do it when it's 4 minutes and 33 seconds to the end of the world. And this is what I'll be doing for all the dungeons. It slows down the flow of time. Unfortunately, it doesn't really matter all that much when the moon is a couple kilo inches or kilo centimeters away. But here's the first song that actually registers in your songbook, since the other ones are sort of just variations of it. And the Song of Time actually does something relating to time in this game, which is pretty great. Link, you broke the space-time continuum. Those were the banned space... And look, you lost all your bombs, you stupid jerk. What's wrong with you, Link? You're not even trying anymore. You'd think it would be helpful to carry bombs through time, but anyway, oh no. Looks like Link's getting somehow knocked... It looked like he was directly pushed off his horse, but anyway, I guess all this stuff happens again. I don't really know what's that supposed to mean. Does, like, the entire universe reset every time you play the Song of Time, and everything's just glossed over until here because this is the first time you enter the post-apocalyptic or something? I don't know. But anyway, we've recovered our instrument. Let's talk back to that friendly masked man, because he said he would help us if we did that. And that was the only thing he said, right? Yes, I imagine that was probably it. Start it over. Start it all over again. Wow, what are you? Yeah, I'm a god of time. Yep. And also instrument changing. Yes, more than one exclamation point is ever appropriate, Tattle. Whoops. 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 I don't know why I was mashing B. Probably to skip non-existent text. Anyway. Turn me back, turn me back. Oh ho 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 ho. Do 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 do. Did I mention this is the best song in the world? Anyway, yeah, this sort of makes me think he's probably Damon Gant on the basis he has organ summoning abilities. Oh, this is like the lamest organ ever. Just a friggin' piano, and not even a good one, like a MIDI piano or something. But that's okay, because we get more quote-unquote trippy cutscenes. Do 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 do. And I think, oh wait, this isn't trippy, this is just like the best cutscene from anything ever. Whereas you were getting like gang raped by Deku Scrubs in the one where you got turned to the Deku, you just wave goodbye to it as it shrieks. That's, I don't know why. I think young Link makes everything funny, but that's particularly funny. Oh no, his face fell off. There's a young Link under it the whole time. Heals evil magic and troubles. Why would you want to heal evil magic? Gosh. That's an evil, evil song. Yep. Sounds about right. I like how it actually has the hole in it, and I mean, I can't imagine why it wouldn't, but it sort of looks funny to see stuff through it. Okay, Epsy is a good guy, gave us our healing song without asking in any payment in advance. So, now we can give him back Majora's Mask, which we also used our snot to knock off, right? I only had one snot bubble. What? You just saved the hero of time from a Ganondorf. How can't you knock off a mask, you jerk? Yeah, so I think he might just be Mr. Game & Watch on the basis he can switch positions instantaneously. Anyway, this makes up for not having a long PowerPoint at the start, kind of, but it's still less annoying, and this is still basically the only Zelda game with an interesting premise. Also in the manga, Majora's Mask was crafted from a Majora, which is like some weird mythical zebra, but I think that's been declared non-canon. If not, I'm going to pretend it was anyway, because that's a stupid thing. Yep. Generic explosions. No explosions for you, Majora. Okay. basically unskippable text is the worst thing that video games can do. I mean, I would watch that anyway on the basis that this is an interesting game and that was an interesting cutscene and stuff. So I like how he's like, well, now he acts upset and stuff, but he was acting so pleased when he was describing the evil powers and stuff. And despite the fact he gets all nice here and reasonable and is probably some kind of god, with how he was certain of Link would do it and how he was watching Link and stuff, I totally forgot my train of thought, but yes, thought. Anyway, thus ends Cycle 1 and also Cycle 2 because I'm going to save. Okay. Yes. Shut up, tattle.